Welcome to my channel, The World Coin. Hello and welcome, coin lovers. This channel is dedicated to the fascinating world of coins from every corner of the globe. From ancient currency to modern mints, rare finds to everyday coins, we explore their history, design, and hidden stories. So subscribe now and join our growing community of coin collectors, history enthusiasts, and curious minds. Here coins top 20 cent Australia, so let's get started. The Australian 20-cent coin of 1980 stands as an important piece of the nation's decimal coinage history, reflecting not only monetary change but also cultural symbolism, artistry, and the practical realities of commerce. To understand this coin in its full context, one must go back to the roots of Australia's decimalisation, examine the physical and artistic design of the coin, explore its production in 1980, and then dive deeply into its numismatic aspects, including varieties, errors, circulation patterns, and its place in collections today. Australia switched from the imperial currency of pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system on the 14th of February 1966, a day popularly known as Decimal Day. Prior to decimalisation, Australia's equivalent to the 20-cent coin was the florin, 2 shillings. The florin was first issued in 1910 and remained in circulation until 1966. When decimalisation occurred, the florin was replaced with the 20-cent coin, maintaining similar size and value to make the transition smoother for the public. By 1980, the 20-cent coin had already been circulating for 14 years, and the design had become deeply familiar to Australians. This coin not only represented a denomination but also carried with it a sense of national identity through the imagery chosen by the designers. The design of the 20-cent coin was entrusted to Stuart Devlin, a renowned Australian artist and goldsmith who was also appointed as Her Majesty the Queen's Goldsmith. Devlin designed Australia's first decimal coin series in 1966, and his designs remain iconic today. The obverse of the 1980 20-cent coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as was customary on all Australian coins of the period. The portrait used in 1980 was the Arnold Machin portrait, which had been introduced in 1966 and remained on coins until 1984. In this portrait, the Queen is depicted wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, facing right. The portrait is elegant, dignified, and designed to reflect her youthful reign during this era. Around the portrait appears the inscription. The reverse features the famous depiction of a platypus, an animal native to Australia and symbolic of the country's unique fauna. The platypus design is dynamic, showing the animal swimming gracefully through water, surrounded by flowing ripples. The numeral 20 is large and bold, integrated into the design to ensure readability and functionality in commerce. This design, again by Stuart Devlin, is admired for its fluidity and modern artistic style, which balances practicality with beauty. The platypus was chosen not only because it is uniquely Australian but also because its aquatic setting could be rendered artistically with flowing curves that worked well on the round surface of a coin. The 1980 Australian 20-cent coin has the following physical characteristics. Mass: 11.30 grams. Diameter: 28.65 millimeters. Thickness: 2.50 millimeters approximately. Metal composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel cupro-nickel alloy. Edge: milled reeded. Shape: round. This size and weight gave the coin a significant presence in hand, distinguishing it easily from smaller denominations such as the 10-cent or 5-cent coin. The 20-cent coin was produced by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, which had been responsible for producing the country's decimal coinage since 1965. In 1980, the Mint struck 58.4 million 20-cent coins for general circulation. This mintage is considered a relatively high production run, ensuring the coin was widely available across the nation. Proof sets and mint sets were also issued in 1980, with specially polished dies and blanks to cater for collectors. Although the 1980 20-cent coin was a standard issue, collectors have noted some varieties and minting quirks that increase interest in this year's issue. Die varieties: some coins may show slight differences in lettering, spacing, or the Queen's portrait, caused by the use of multiple dies over the course of production. Cuds and die cracks: occasionally, raised blobs of metal appear on the coin where part of the die has broken away, creating error coins that are rare and collectible. Off-center strikes: A small number of coins are known where the design is not perfectly centered, creating visually unusual specimens. Clipped planchettes. Sometimes a coin blank is improperly cut, producing a coin with a bite taken out of its edge. Proof versus circulation strikes. Proof coins from 1980 are much shinier, with mirror-like backgrounds and frosted relief, and are more valuable to collectors than circulation strikes. In 1980, Australia was still heavily reliant on coins for everyday transactions. The 20-cent coin was a very common denomination, often used for buying newspapers, milk, and bread, paying for bus and train fares, vending machines, payphones, and small snacks. Because of its large size and substantial weight, people could easily identify it by touch. It remained a backbone denomination for everyday commerce. Today, the 1980 20-cent coin remains readily available in circulation in Australia, though its older Arnold Machin portrait distinguishes it from more modern coins. Its numismatic value depends on condition and rarity of error varieties. Face value. 20 cents, still legal tender. Circulated examples. Generally worth only face value, as millions were made. Uncirculated condition. Can fetch around $2 to $5 AUD depending on quality. Proof coins. Much more valuable, often $10 $20 AUD or higher depending on condition. Error coins. Prices can range from $50 AUD to several $100 depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. The 1980 20-cent coin embodies several aspects of Australian culture. The platypus symbolizes the uniqueness of Australia's wildlife, reinforcing national pride. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II shows Australia's continued constitutional monarchy and historical ties to Britain. Its durability and widespread circulation reflect the practical needs of a growing economy in the late 20th century. Coins like this also evoke nostalgia among Australians, as they recall the look and feel of everyday money in the 1980s, a time when cash played a much more central role in society. By the mid-1980s, the portrait of the Queen on Australian coins was updated to the Raphael Makhlouf effigy, 1985-1998. Thus, the 1980 coin sits within the Arnold Machin era, making it part of a distinct chapter in Australia's coinage history. Today, while millions of 1980 coins remain in existence, collectors appreciate them as part of the evolving story of Australia's decimal currency. They also form an accessible entry point for beginner collectors, since they are affordable yet historically rich. The 1980 Australian 20-cent coin is far more than a piece of metal worth 20 cents. It is a miniature work of art by Stuart Devlin, a portrait of a reigning monarch, a circulating tool of commerce, and now, decades later, a collectible item with historical value. For Australians, it evokes a time when the platypus swam across their pockets daily, when the Queen's youthful image symbolized stability, and when coins played a central role in everyday economic life. Its enduring design, robust construction, and connection to Australia's decimalisation story ensure that the 1980 20-cent coin remains a fascinating subject for numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A new coin story awaits you every next day.